Hello Stinks and welcome to episode 18 of Minecraft Through the Spyglass. Can't believe we have almost made it to 20 episodes. Last episode we finished up all the stuff 1.2 had to offer by getting all the achievements completed. So in today's episode we're going to go ahead and move to 1.3. We're going to start by usual by setting up the quote-unquote mega base for the section. So sit back and relax while we jump into some old school Minecraft. So, 1.3 was a major release that added trading, adventure mode, new jungle and desert temples with many other features. All the new items and blocks include emerald ore, block of emerald, ender chest, tripwire hook and tripwire, cocoa pods, sandstone stairs, book and quills, spruce, birch, jungle, stairs, and slabs. The world generation also has a new desert and jungle temple. The major changes seen here include the ability to place stairs and slabs upside down, logs can be placed in all three directions, ice now disappears instead of melts in the nether, netherwort can be grown in the overworld and in the end, signs can now be stacked up to 16, and TNT and creeper damage is changed according to the difficulty the game is set to. That's pretty much all the important things to note about this version, other than a couple things that we'll focus more on in our own world, which I think is now a good time to jump into. So here we are over in our actual world, and there are a couple things I would like to go over before we update, and that is one, I did have to move this base away from our spawn area. I used MCA selector to copy the chunks and then duplicate them and move them into a new area which is centered around 00. And that is because I don't want my spawn chunks to fill up with these builds, especially the next one that we're about to work on, because the more entities that you have in your spawn chunks, the more lag that it can create over time, and I just really don't want to run the risk, because I do plan to keep this world for a very long time. Now, due to that, there are some things that got messed up, such as my statistics. You won't be able to really tell, but my statistics are completely messed up. You can see here I don't even have netherrack on my blocks, and then my achievements got reset, which we did just complete in the last episode, which really sucks. If you did watch it, you know that I lost the saddles on the pig, so I don't have a saddle to do that one. Thankfully, some of this stuff is pretty easy and we already have set up, so it shouldn't be a big deal, but we do at some point have to redo these, which I might end up doing off camera. And I think that's everything. So we are here at the new location. Nothing has changed, everything's exactly the same. We still have alpha, beta, 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, and we're about to start on 1.3. So now I will take a backup and then we will just jump into 1.2.3, more specifically 12W21A. And this is because that is the version where we will get our first unobtainable. If it's not already obvious, that is how we update every single time. We go to the first snapshot that has an unobtainable in that version. Over here we have quite a bit of materials for this mega base for the section. It is going to be going right here amongst this, and I decided that I wanted to make a trading hall that would work as the mega base for the section, if that makes sense, because this update is very villager trading heavy, and it means also that I need a lot of space to contain all those villagers. Now, I'm not exactly sure what I want to do for the interior, but I do have a creative world I've been working on that has the exterior all built up. I just have to essentially copy and paste it over here block by block. There's no real easy way to do that, but we'll just have to see how this goes. Usually whenever I update, I do tend to go through all of my unobtainables that I had previously to make sure that they're all still there and how they updated. And I forgot to do that with one thing in this update, and that is the cats that I have tamed in other versions. Their textures have gone back to ocelot skins, but I can still sit them like they're cats. They don't follow me around, I don't think. Let me see if he'll follow me around. Oh, he does. They do still follow me. There are some more over here. And for some reason, this is how they're sitting. And then when I click on them, they get smaller and then they sit. So I guess now I have tamed ocelots. Alright, so I've marked out how big this is going to be. It is 45 by 45 blocks. I have the creative world pulled up on my other monitor, and I think what I'm going to do to make this, I guess, easier on me is, like I said, copy it block for block. And so I'm literally just going to start by doing the staircase of this. I don't know, this is going to be a really difficult build because we have no scaffolding or elytra to get up and down from the buildings. And I also really need to make sure that the inside of this looks nice too. So this is going to be kind of difficult and time consuming, but I'm just going to get to work. Alright, so here are the 4 main staircases that will be wrapping around the outside, and I should have centered this more to the left, but here we are. This took a lot more effort than it probably should have, but it's hard for my brain to work like this using 2 monitors and a lot of counting. Now that I've got this done, I'm going to work on putting the exterior of the staircase up on each of the stairs. So each staircase will basically be like this. Obviously the yellow will have, or the desert will have a different border, but I'm now going to go ahead and get all 3 of these other staircases done. So, okay, now all 4 of these stair walls have been put up. And now the most grueling task, I think of it, which is going to be filling in all of these walls with walls. But of course now it's raining. So we have completed all the walls for all 4 sides and all of the colors. We haven't made the top yet. I still need to do that, but I went ahead and carved down 2 layers on the inside. One is going to be for the actual bottom, and the second layer will be glass to prevent spawning, because this is going to hold very important villagers and I do not want to risk any chance of creepers blowing them up or zombies getting to them. So we've got torches on all the tops of these blocks to keep everything lit up. I haven't figured out exactly what I want the villagers setup to look like yet, so I'm just taking this step by step, and I think my next step is going to be filling in the floor here. I'm just going to start work on placing the blocks for that, and then I've got to figure out what to do for the walls. I don't know, I really like this structure, this kind of like blocky structure that it's made, so I think it would be cool to incorporate that somehow into the holding cell for the villagers, but again, I don't know, so we'll just have to see. Maybe I'll figure something out while I finish up the floor. So the flooring is done, and I'm super happy with it. But I will say that during making this, I did not really figure out what to do for the actual holding pods for the villagers. So I did take quite a bit of time in a creative world, kind of testing things out. And the main problem that I was running into was the idea of there being some sort of staircase on the inside. And I think I fixed that with a solution of using the staircase that's on the outside. That might sound a lot more obvious when I say it, but trying to figure that out took quite some time. So now I'm going to go around and kind of build up the inside of this and get the pods ready for the villagers. And I think that's pretty much everything done up. So for the holding of the villagers, I made these 2 levels of slots. So the villagers will go here, and then the workbench will go there, and then some sort of block to keep them locked in so that they can't jump out. And they'll go all around here. I added cats to make creepers go away if they happen to be spawning outside. I've added gates to keep zombies out. And I've gotten everything pretty well lit. Here is the second layer to it. Obviously not as many slots, but the same design. And then lastly, I added a design to the roof to kind of tie the whole thing together. Just like this. And it's also just a nice spot where you can look out at all the other stuff. So I think that's where I'm going to wrap it up this episode. The only other thing left to do is the front area right here. I think I'm just going to add some jungle trees and some spruce trees or something. Just going to make it look like foliage, and then maybe some pathing. And then we can start working on getting villagers inside. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Goodbye.